Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time, and I'm here for another video going into my series of natural healing testimonies. This is part 25. And what I do in these is I'm reading testimonies that were sent to me by my followers on how different herbs and other such natural things help them to heal themselves, family, friends of whatever kind of ailment. So that's what this is about. If you, by the way, have a story you would like to share, please email that to me at raincountryhomestead@gmail.com with the title Natural Healing Testimony, or Testimonies if it's more than one. And I'll make sure it gets in the appropriate folder. I do have quite a few in there right now, not a ton, but enough to do at least one or two more videos off. But I'd love to just keep this series going because I think it's these real life things that really help us to learn from others. It's the experience. We can read all the books and websites about the benefits of herbs or how this or that can help with something, but it's the real life testimonies that really can hit home. So let's get started on this first one. I'm a 66-year-old woman and found my gums receding quite a bit. So much that I went to my dentist, who had a look at my back molar, which had the root almost totally exposed. I found brushing painful, so she decided to fill the exposed root with filling. The next day, I had pain all the way up the left side of my face. My goodness. And as I waited for the gum to heal, it slowly became more swollen, and my tooth sensitive to pressure. About 3 weeks on, I revisited the dentist, who did another x-ray, and an infection had developed. She said I most likely had a fine crack in the tooth. I asked her, could she see a crack? She said no, but she was sure there would be one there. And she needed to pull the molar out. I refused to pull it out, paid another dentist fee, and went home. I had this swollen gum, which had started to pus up, going on for approximately 18 months. Wow. And decided to rub some comfrey infused in canola oil onto it, which I had learned to make watching your videos. But by the way, I do want to say I personally don't use canola oil because of what it is, but whatever works for you is good. I typically only make infused oils with avocado oil, maybe avocado mixed with castor oil, and there are other really great oils to use. It's just really difficult to find a good organic non-GMO canola oil. Canola comes from the rapeseed, by the way. It took another 6 to 8 weeks putting the comfrey oil on my sore gum morning and night after brushing my teeth. I am still shocked that it has healed my gum. No swelling, it receded back to normal, and no more pus. My molar is now becoming less sensitive to pressure, and I am amazed that comfrey oil was so powerful to cure an abscess in my gum under my tooth. And I don't believe my tooth had a crack in it at all. It was just infected. I do wonder if that filling that exposed root exacerbated the problem or even caused the infection in the first place. That's what it sounds like to me. So that's interesting. I could be wrong. Now, I believe this is the same person. I don't usually put their names in this, but it was a separate testimony she had sent about yarrow. Yarrow is another great one that I also grow along with comfrey. My yarrow is puny, small leaves, and only 6 inches tall, but I made a tincture with 100% proof alcohol. Chainsaw accident on March 14th, 2026, Saturday. The chainsaw chewed my pinky fingernail and the skin on the next finger. Yarrow has healed my fingers. Here are the details. I rinsed the blood off both fingers with tap water. I'll be inserting, by the way, some photos that she had sent. Then I rushed to my sparse, stubby yarrow, and know the bleeding helps clean out impurities. So I finally chopped the yarrow, covered each wound with the yarrow, wrapped it in clean scraps of 100% linen, and covered with metal finger splints. I kept it on all day. The accident happened about noon. That evening, about 6 hours later, I cut more fresh yarrow and applied the same way. I used fresh scraps of clean 100% linen. The splints kept trying to slide off. I kept pushing them back towards my hand, hoping the friction would not damage or interfere with the healing. Then I went to sleep. I tossed and bumped my fingers and kept pushing the splints back into place. Each morning and evening, I applied fresh chopped yarrow. Not a lot, just enough to cover the wound. Today is Thursday, 5 days after the accident. Wow, it is healing fast. No redness, no infection, no swelling. Amazing. P.S. I used nothing but fresh yarrow, no antibiotics, no neosporin, just fresh plant matter. I did not rinse the yarrow. Our Father has blessed us with natural remedies. We need only to learn and use His ways. I agree. This is the second one I have for today. I have waited to send this email to you for almost a full year now for a full product review, but I have got to brag on a natural product my family has been blessed by from a local Mennonite store. And she did include photos of it too, so I'll be putting those in here as well. The product is called B&W Ointment, Burns and Wounds. That's what the B&W stands for, by Wholesome Specialties out of Pennsylvania. The easy to pronounce ingredient list would likely make this fairly easy for some people to make their own formula of this, I'm sure, if you choose. So the ingredients are honey, lanolin, olive oil, wheat germ oil, marshmallow root, aloe vera gel, wormwood, comfrey root, white oak bark, lobelia inflata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last one right. I did grow lobelia last year, but I never did anything with it. Vegetable glycerin, beeswax, and myrrh. Very cool. What great ingredients, several of which I already grow. My mother suffered a really bad burn on her chest and arms from a coffee percolator boiling over. My family always tries to avoid going to the hospital at all costs. Well, and it's expensive to go even if you have insurance, especially around here, let me tell you. After a day of just trying to use our own homegrown aloe plant juice, my mom called our favorite Mennonite-owned store, explained her injury, and they recommended this salve, and to cover it with large borage leaves they had frozen flat, also for sale. I also grow borage. Another good one, by the way, is lamb's ear leaves, because they're naturally antibiotic and they're very soft, not pokey the way borage leaves can be, but yeah, really good stuff. We procured this and tried for about 3 days. While it did alleviate some pain, I wish I could tell you here that it was a miracle. However, my poor mom was on the verge of getting a secondary infection. The burn was just too deep in her chest, and clothes rubbed it too. I drove her to the best clinic we have in the area, and she got a prescription for Silvadene. Only problem was trying to find it available in the pharmacies, of course. I'm talking 2025, not 2020. I could not believe something so common for burns was so hard to find, or that the pharmacies are apparently like the regular stores now. They only stock enough product for a few days and rely on continual small shipments. I think it's more to it than that because of, I believe, what I know the main ingredient of that is. It's one that I cannot talk about on YouTube because it actually works. We did end up finding the Silvadene, but only after calling 4 pharmacies and encountering one very rude clerk who insisted on giving my mom a different brand because she did not want to sell the other. Wow, There's definitely something going on there. I cannot tell you how much more this opened up many thoughts in my mind of how I need to better prep my medical supply at home. Now, if I'm correct on this, the main ingredient is what I think it is, you can make this at home yourself, and I do. And I had to remove all the videos of such from YouTube because of their new policies that came around about 2020, 2021. But all these videos are on Rumble. So if you're watching me on Rumble right now, I'll put the full link to that full playlist down below. And if you're on YouTube, go to my Rumble channel, which is always linked in the description box, and then look for this same video, and then look in the description box of that for that playlist, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Fast forward. Both my mom and myself have had several much less severe burns since then from all the cooking we do. We use the B&W ointment alone, and every time it slightly tingles, and then in about an hour, the pain and tightness of the site totally gone. Lastly, my mom in particular has developed some sort of immunity to Neosporin working on minor cuts. It seems to do nothing for her in the past 3 years. So when she got a good sized paper cut one day recently, she dabbed some of the B&W ointment on it, covered it at least until we had to wash the dishes, and the next day it was nearly healed. I've tried it also on my dried, cracked hands, and it is the best thing I have found for that too. That is really great. Thank you for sharing that, and especially for giving us the ingredients list on that. And comfrey, by the way, being one of the ingredients in there, most people can grow that pretty easily, and it can be rather invasive. It spreads both through the root and through the seed. So even if you get a non-seed producing variety of it, it'll still spread through the roots, and it'll just keep spreading out. But it is a great, very, very valuable plant that I highly recommend growing if you can get your hands on some. Usually you can buy some in your local nursery, or you can look for the roots or the seeds on Etsy and other such places. I personally don't sell the seeds. I was going to till I realized what I have. It was given to me years ago, just whole plants from a local lady. And I realized that mine is one of the non-seed producing varieties, but it works great. It is one that I add to quite a few of my things, like my healing salve, my just regular skin cream that I use on my face, my hands, my feet. Yeah, it's great stuff. You can even drink it as a tea, the leaf in particular. You have to be a little more careful with the root, taking it internally. So I just always have only used the leaves, but in this it said it was the comfrey root that was used in the salve. So that's also something to consider. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you have your own testimony you'd like to share, please send that to me, raincountryhomestead@gmail.com. Natural Healing Testimonies, and hopefully I'll get to read it in a future video like this. And if you are new to my channel, would like to see some more of these, since there's another 24 just before this one, I'll have the full playlist linked in the description box down below. And thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.